Hello everyone, my name is Alberto and I'm a fashion designer. I live in the northern part of Italy, which right now is one of the most hit by the coronavirus pandemic, unfortunately. We're still in the middle of the lockdown. We're just starting to reopen things, however, it's gonna be a slow process, and as many other countries are doing, it's gonna take a while. So, what happened now is everyone kind of had their life turned upside down, and we will have to start doing little changes in our everyday life. One of them is gonna have to be to wear a face mask, especially while we're in public. Unfortunately, here in Italy at least, but I read that it's kind of the same in a lot of countries, face masks are incredibly hard to find now. So, what the government suggested as well is to try and use fabric ones. And I was looking into a lot of tutorials because I saw there's a bunch online you can find. So, what I thought is if you do have a sewing machine, you could hand sew it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So, what you will need is a sewing machine, of course, pair of scissors. Fabric scissors are the best options, but you can work with other scissors as well. You'll need a length of elastic and some fabric. The best would be a woven cotton fabric because it allows you to wash it with the highest temperature possible in the washing machine, which helps you clean it as best as possible. So here we go. Okay, so we're gonna start with our piece of fabric. Fold it in half. It really helps just to give it a quick press so it just stays in place. But you can also use two different rectangles. That works the same. Mark it with whatever you want, but there's some things that just come off with seam, like the pen I used, which are easier, or pencil, because you can just wash it off. Once you marked it, you're gonna stitch all around it and leave the bottom open. So basically one of the larger lines in the bottom you're gonna leave open and stitch all around the rest. Once you're done, you will want to trim the edges a little bit because it's a lot of fabric and it tends to bunch up, and you don't want an overly thick mask on your face because it's just uncomfortable. So you just trim it, and then you'll have to clip the corners. Every corner you have, just because it's easier to turn it out and have like a nice clean edge. So once you've done all of that, you will want to turn the whole piece inside out and press it so it's nice and flat. So once you've done that, you're gonna stitch all around, just one long seam. It's gonna strengthen the line, and it's also gonna keep together the part that stayed open. You might notice I tend to clip every loose thread every time. It just helps you keep a cleaner work. Once you're done, you're gonna overlap the two longer sides, one over the other slightly, and then you're gonna do another stitch, another seam all over. So on the long sides like that. You'll want to choose your elastic. The thinnest one is probably the best, but I only had one type. You can leave the elastic open. It's easier, so you can just decide the measurement final measurement once you try it. And then you're gonna put it on the smaller side, the shorter side, and just basically sew a channel for it. Just make sure you don't stitch on the elastic, because otherwise then it's not gonna move. And then you can either tie it like that, or just stitch it down with a couple stitches so it stays there. Maybe clip the excess, and then if you pull it, it's just gonna slide inside. So basically it's gonna look super clean and nice. The last thing to do is you're gonna fold the two flaps we have in the center towards the outside. And basically those little corners that you have left are gonna go exactly close to the channel that we just stitched. And basically that's gonna create a fold that gives the mask its shape. So here is the finished mask. This is one I did in another fabric. Obviously you can use every fabric you want. Now you would have to scale it down for a kid, but obviously you can make a kid version as well. And the straps are adjustable to the size you prefer. This is a men's mask because obviously I made it for myself. My head is fairly big. So if you have a smaller head, you can either put shorter straps or slightly decrease the measurement of the mask. When you do that, you do, for example, 1 centimeter or half an inch less, both in the length and the width of the piece of fabric. So you basically scale down the whole thing, because otherwise you get a very misshapen proportion is not recommendable. So the mask wears like this. It's pretty easy and simple, and I think it's one of the best looking ones out there. I did try different patterns, but most of them were quite uncomfortable because I also wear glasses and they weren't very shapen. They don't have a good shape in the nose. This is the whole package for me. So I hope you'll try it because I do think it's a great pattern. Now, another thing I got, and this I got from Amazon, is a big pack of these PM 2.5 filters. These are filters that are disposable and they are for face masks. These are mostly made for pollen and dust for who works with like wood as well. They work pretty great with these masks as well. If you make this specific size, they basically fit like they were made for it. So you just slide them in where you have these little natural pockets that form. You slide the filter in and it fits and it doesn't move and it's just in there. So what you do is, since the filter is disposable, once you're done with the day, you take the filter out and you dispose of it. And then the mask you'll have to wash with a very high temperature or a high setting on the washing machine and a good detergent. So I hope this was useful for you. Subscribe if you feel like, it's a great help for me. And please let me know in the comments what you think about the mask. And if you have any questions, I will reply to them as soon as I can. I'll try to put more tutorials and sewing stuff. So if there's anything you want to know, please ask and I will also try to make a video about that. So thank you for watching for now and have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye!